Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that we have some massive breaking news on this channel. An AEW tag team that was rumored to have joined WWE, who ended up signing with AEW, is now gone from the company. We're going to talk about it right here, right now on the Ango Show. All right, as you guys know, this has been a crazy week. WWE releases, controversies, so many things are happening. If you guys aren't subscribed, you're going to miss the videos, and trust me, you don't want to do that. This is one of the biggest and best channels for professional wrestling when it comes to work ethic. Nobody's going to do it bigger and better than me, I promise, and trust me, this one's huge. We have now found out that the Righteous are gone from AEW and Ring of Honor. So this is crazy. Dutch and Vincent were both rumored to join the White Six years ago, and instead they debuted on AEW. We've seen them primarily on Ring of Honor, but we have seen them across both shows, and now they are no longer with the company. First, on social media, it started being spread like wildfire. If you go to the AEW.com roster, they were removed. Now, sometimes this happens as a glitch. Sometimes this is an error, right? But however, things have immediately changed because PW Insider has now confirmed that the Righteous, Vincent, and Dutch have departed AEW and Ring of Honor. And in fact, it appears that their departure actually took place about a week ago and nobody's been talking about it. So that means it was kept under wraps for just a little bit. But of course, just as everything else happens in professional wrestling, just as everything else happens on social media, things just spread like wildfire, and this is absolutely insane. Now, of course, in this video, it's one thing to talk to you guys about the news, but it's also another to fantasy book and talk about the future. And really, the question that I have here is why? Why did they leave AEW Ring of Honor? Why did Tony Khan let these guys go? Why did Tony Khan not re-sign these guys? What is the situation here? And for me, I have to be honest with you, I am slightly disappointed. These are two guys who are incredibly talented in the ring, but not only that, they are phenomenal characters. And when I think of tag team wrestling, I don't think AEW or WWE has done a good job representing tag teams. We are starting to see a little bit of an improvement with WWE. More specifically, SmackDown, I feel like, has gained a lot of momentum with Street Profits being champions. But for the last few years, it has been very inconsistent. And with AEW, their tag team wrestling division has not been a focus. So I have this criticism consistently towards both companies that they both need to improve when it comes to their tag team division. Vincent and Dutch should have been an active tag team on Dynamite, on Collision. These guys should have had some tag team championship feuds on main AEW programming. And to be fair, their stuff that they've done on Ring of Honor really wasn't even much. So these guys have been heavily underutilized, which I was completely shocked with because of the fact that when they came into AEW, tag team wrestling did feel like a big deal. Tag team wrestling was a big focus for the company. And now as I start to think and gather my thoughts, I am very, very, very serious when I tell you guys this. I genuinely believe Dutch and Vincent should go to WWE. And the first show that I'm looking at is WWE Raw. I understand that these guys may not be known by majority of the WWE universe, but I do think these two guys are incredibly talented, and WWE Raw needs some help with the tag team division. I like the War Raiders, I like the New Day, I like LWO, but I need to see a little bit more emphasis on Monday nights. And as of right now, I do not see that happening as it stands. Yes, they are featuring more tag teams. Yes, they are doing a little bit here and there, but I don't think the effort has been maximized. And that's why I genuinely want to see WWE bring in Dutch and Vincent. Another place that they can go to and be successful would also be TNA. TNA's tag team division could also be a little bit more improved. And I like these guys. I think these guys are talented. I want to see them get another shot. I think, personally speaking, let me just put this out there. In case you're new to my channel, maybe you don't know how I think about wrestling. I am obsessed with characters. Like, I watch wrestling as if I'm watching a Netflix show. I watch and I binge watch and I get through every story and I see how it begins and how it ends and I look for the payoff. That's been my way of watching wrestling for the longest time. And I feel like TNA is really good at offering you the good wrestling and the storytelling. And I think WWE does the same. When I see Dutch and Vincent and I see their abilities to cut promos and be cryptic and so unique, I think they would flourish in both of those companies. And both of those companies actually have a void. I genuinely believe there is this void that needs to be spoken about, which is tag team wrestling is not a big focus across all of these major companies in North America. I think tag team wrestling has not been a focus for any of these companies. And so therefore, there is a void and it does make sense to be brought in. And with Dutch and Vincent, I really think it would be cool for them to go to TNA, largely due to that vignette that we saw with Elijah, aka Elias. There was that vignette that went out on social media that they posted, but nothing ever came to it. And then Elijah signed with TNA. I would love to see them all united together on TNA programming. That would be very, very cool. But if TNA can't bring them in or if WWE's interested, I would love to see them in either one of those companies. These guys are legit. And really what it comes down to, and I know maybe this is somewhat controversial, but I criticize these wrestling companies for not focusing on tag team wrestling. And the reason for that is because I don't think Tony Khan or Triple H truly care about tag team wrestling. I think if they cared about it, it would have been a much bigger focus. We literally saw the Usos and the New Day, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We've seen so many awesome tag teams in recent years. We got Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa on SmackDown. But for some reason, when it comes to actual feuds for tag teams, there really isn't that massive storyline that exists. So I think WWE or TNA needs to figure it out. Now, regarding AEW, listen, they signed people just to sign people and keep people off away from WWE or whatever it may be. But I also think, listen, like Tony Khan, I'm not going to give him flack for it. I just think it's time for AEW to really start focusing on tag team wrestling. And now if they do that, they're going to be short one tag team. But it is what it is, man. It's so disappointing to see stuff like this happen. I genuinely think very highly of these guys. I think they should be well off regardless of the company they go to. It is what it is. We'll see how it all transpires. But really, I'm curious to see what happens next. It's not like these guys are getting any younger. Maybe they go to NXT and immediately make a splash there. NXT can benefit from having a legitimate tag team down there, but these guys don't necessarily need development. They don't need developmental, and that's the main point. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you guys want more videos like this, I'll keep you updated along the way. Thank you all for watching. Peace.